So hey guys, and I'm back with another episode of gaming news. It's been a little longer than I might have hoped, but obviously with the LAN events I've been attending and whatnot, it's been a little bit hectic. But we're back on it now, and this will be a regular feature again. Let's jump straight into it. The first thing I wanted to talk about was Blizzard. And Blizzard have now blocked BattleNet access in Iran. News has come in basically that they have blocked access to its Battle.net service in Iran and other countries. They've updated their terms of service, and now they specifically mention Iran as one of the countries in which they do not authorize its game or services to be used. This all boils down to some trade restrictions and economic sanction laws employed by the United States literally this week. I would go into detail on those, but A, it's going to be very boring, and B, I clearly don't understand them, so we won't go into detail on that. I'll quote this: "The software utilized by World of Warcraft and/or the service may not be downloaded or otherwise exported or re-exported into, or to a national or resident of Cuba, Iraq, Libya, North Korea, Iran, Syria, or any other country to which the US has embargoed goods." So basically, the US has got this law that they've brought in, or updated law. They've embargoed goods to certain countries, and as such, Blizzard, with having transactions in the game, they have to adhere to them. And this is what Blizzard had to say in the matter. "We can't speak to reports surrounding the Iranian government restricting games from its citizens. What we do know is that the United States trade restrictions and economic sanction laws prohibit Blizzard from doing business with residents of certain nations, including Iran." So there you have it. They're taking those laws pretty seriously, and that's the way it goes. Unfortunately, there's not much that can be done about that. I do feel sorry though for residents of those countries that obviously play WoW and other Blizzard games, but unfortunately that's the way it is. Moving on now, and to Metal Gear Solid. A bit of news has come out from Metal Gear Solid. After quite a few years of speculating and wishing for another game, another Metal Gear Solid title has actually now been announced. Konami and Metal Gear Solid creator Hideo Kojima have announced that the next new game in the franchise will be Metal Gear Solid Ground Zero. Now, the game is going to be an open world title, and it will run on Kojima's new Fox engine that he's been working on for quite some time now. Now, supposedly, it has been stated that the game will be tagged in this generation of consoles and whatnot. I personally find that hard to believe. I think if I was doing the game, I'd surely target the next generation. With it being so soon now, you're looking at just over a year and a half until the next generation of consoles we believe they're going to be released. It seems foolish for me, from my point of view, to release a new Metal Gear Solid game on this old generation when his new engine, which is meant to be very powerful, could be far, far better utilized, on next gen. But we'll wait and see. With that news, though, comes the added bonus that a movie based on the game is currently being made. It's been produced by the former Marvel CEO, Avi Arad. He's worked on such films as X-Men, the old Spider-Man franchise, not the new one. And that's going to be distributed by Columbia Pictures. But no other information has actually been released on that yet, so they're keeping pretty tight-lipped about it. Moving on now to Guild Wars, more specifically Guild Wars 2. It's now been released, one of the biggest and much-awaited MMOs of recent times. Obviously, it's been very popular, very anticipated. It has now been released, but to my amusement, and I'm sure to the amusement of anyone else who isn't a beloved Guild Wars player or fan, the game had a bug that prevented people from creating and managing, wait for it, guilds. That's right, the game is entitled Guild Wars, and its bug prevented people from creating guilds. Well, that's just silly, isn't it? So yeah, that amused me anyway. I'm sure it didn't amuse all the many people that had pre-ordered and bought the game, though. So gladly that has now been resolved. And if MMOs are your cup of tea, then you really need to get over to Guild Wars and check that out. Moving on again now to a game that I wasn't really that interested in previously. I'd seen a couple of trailers for it. I'd seen a couple of gameplay footage trailers, and I looked at it and I thought, yeah, that looks okay. but it's not really setting the world on fire. And that was Far Cry 3. But now I've watched the new trailer entitled Welcome to Rook Island, and some of the things in the trailer just made me sit back and go, yeah, that's actually pretty cool. There were hand gliders, crossbows, animals. Well, he was actually taking out an animal, trying to take out an animal with a crossbow. He was trying to take out a tiger with a crossbow. There was other animals as well. Animals attacking animals. I saw a tiger attacking what I think was a hyena, or maybe a deer, I should say. So if they're having other animals, attacking and having like a tiered sort of the strongest will survive type thing, that would be really cool. There were jet skis, quad bikes, hand gliders, as I said. I even think I saw a shark. I'm pretty sure I saw a shark in the water, unless that was something to do with some mission, but I'm pretty sure there was a shark in there. So yeah, there was a lot of cool stuff in there, and it kind of made me look and think, yeah, that actually looks pretty cool. I thought, I do actually want to play that now. So I'm going to keep a look and see how the game progresses. If you want to check out the trailer, I'll put the link in the description below, so do go check that out. So lastly, moving across to Battlefield 3. The latest Armored Kill trailer has now been released for premium members. It showcases all 4 maps in a lot more detail now. There's a lot more gameplay footage of all of them, really giving you a feel for what the maps are going to be like. I'm going to be doing an examination of this video either today or tomorrow, so keep a lookout for that. I'll try and pick bits out of it that aren't as obvious when it's running at full speed. The gameplay, though, overall seemed really good. I actually liked the look of it. I thought they looked really enjoyable to play. That's saying something coming from an infantry player. So I do think Armored Kill will be a success. They looked more akin to Battlefield maps of old, but only really time will tell. There was some new stuff in the maps in terms of like buildings and things, but once again, a lot of the buildings, the cranes, the construction, it all just rehashed from the other maps. I think I'm yet to see like one of these new maps that doesn't have something in it from the old ones, just thrown in there. I wish they would just do every map individually. I know that isn't as feasible. Obviously they can't just spend time creating things just specifically for one map, and obviously everything gets reused. I appreciate that, but it's just, I wish it wasn't quite like that. And one of the other things that dropped today was the artwork for premium members as well. They released some artwork from the early stages of development. Some fairly cool images, but really nothing that exciting. Certainly not something that they should be, waving in front of our face like it was a premium carrot. Oh yeah, look what we've got. Some premium content for you. It's just some artwork. Great. Let me get my tissues. Or not. So yeah, that's me done for this episode. Subscribe and like if you're a kind and thoughtful person. Otherwise, I'm going to see you next week. I've got a lot of videos planned for this week, so stay tuned. So until next time, peace.